All right, we are on the record. It's June 4th, 2019. This is Judge Riche, Courtroom 1, Session 1. Can I please have the parties announce themselves for the record?
Coffee Kennedy Swanson on behalf of the Office of State Attorney.
Cody Jordan with the Public Defender's Office.
What is his name? I got it. No. Bethey.
Is he moving on? Oh, yeah. Well, that's gonna be-
Good morning, sir. Can you please tell me your name?
Stephen Douglas Perky II, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Berkey, you're here in case number 2019 CF 7909, and you were arrested for burglary of a structure, fraudulent impersonation of intent to possess 5 or more identification cards, possession of burglary tools, 3 counts of petty theft, and criminal mischief.
You're right.
And I know you have a PC challenge from yesterday,
Yes.
Mr. Jordan, just
I'm sorry, what's
hang
his
on.
last name?
Berkey.
Berkey, this is from the resets. He was reset yesterday due to medical.
So I'm gonna appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, and I know that, Mr. Jordan, you had a PC challenge as to count 2. I reviewed everything. I don't see any information other than the officer saying what you said, which is may have had identifications of, in the mail.
He may have had guns and drugs too in the packages if they remained unopened, but I failed to see the relevance.
So I don't.
No objection.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I didn't know if the state had an argument, so I don't find probable cause for count 2. I'm gonna ROR him on that. As to count, well, your release conditions, Mr. Berkey, are that you're not to return back to the Grove Apartments at 2320 South Conway Road. You're not to have any contact with any listed victims or witnesses in the case. I am gonna stay your bond at $3,500 on count 1, and count 3 is $150. Counts 4, 5, 6, and 7 will be stayed at $100 each. You're out on bond in 2018 CF 16862AO, and I am gonna revoke that bond and set that bond at none. And does he have the PD in that case? Okay, you do have the public defender in that case representing you, so they can file any appropriate motions on your behalf.
You have any questions? I know.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Ronnie Tabor.
All right, Mr. Tabron, You're here in 2019 MO 1090, and you were arrested for an open container violation and state misdemeanors. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Was there an offer for Mr. Tabor?
Adjudication 3 days, Your Honor.
And you have two? Okay, and I think that would get you out today, and I would have to impose court costs.
Would that be getting him out today or tomorrow?
Today.
Your Honor, after speaking with my client, he does wish to take the offer, and he will enter a plea of no contest. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Tabor, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything that was contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all the rights that you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
All right, you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I'm gonna adjudicate you guilty on each count, sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail, with credit for 2 days' time served. Those will run concurrent. I am gonna order court costs and order that you pay those by June 4th, 2020. That gives you a year to pay them off, okay? If you
Yes,
want to
ma'am.
appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you, all right? Good
Yes,
luck to
ma'am.
you.
Carlos LaBoy is mental health.
Okay. We'll reset Mr. LaBoy. All right, please tell me your name.
Yummy Lasagnas.
All right, Messias, you're here in 2018 CF 17271AO. You're arrested pursuant to a warrant in which probable cause was found for conspiracy to traffic in heroin, 14 grams or more, trafficking in heroin, 4 grams or more, trafficking in fentanyl, 4 grams or more, sale and delivery of heroin, and sale and delivery of fentanyl, and use of a two-way communication device, unlawful use of a communication device. And probable cause has previously been found. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. You're not to have any contact with any listed witness, victim, or co-conspirator, or co-defendant, and you're not to possess any weapons or firearms or ammunition. Your bonds will stay set as in the warrant at $100,000 on count 1, $25,000 on counts 2 and 3. Counts 4 and 5 are $250. Count 6 is $100.
Your Honor, I've just been recently informed that charges have been filed in her case, but they have only filed on 3 of the charges.
Okay, I didn't look the case up.
Yes, I was just given
Have
this.
one moment, Your Honor.
Does she have a copy?
Oh, okay. So conspiracy to traffic in 14 grams or more, so that's count 1, so that will remain set at $100,000. Trafficking in 4 grams or more of heroin, That will remain set at $25,000, and count 3 is unlawful use of a communication device. I'll stay that at the $100. So counts 3, 4, and 5 were not filed on. It looks like it was consolidated 2018 CF 17269, and then it lists the other case number that she's here on right now, 2018 CF 17271. Okay, same conditions apply. Those bonds will remain the same. Thanks, Jenny. Do you need this back? Okay. You want this? So,
Would you just like to make count 3 $100 and then release the unfiled? And that way, when I change the charges in the system, it
okay,
match up.
so 1 is 100,000, 2 is 25,000, and 3 is 100?
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay.
My order is 1 through 6.
Right, well, they didn't file on that, so they filed on 1, 2, and 6, so we're treating 6 as count 3, and we're not doing 3, 4, and 5.
So what am I writing here? Would you like this?
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
1 second.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
All right, are you Mr. Williams? Can you hear me? Are you Mr. Williams? Is that a yes? You gotta speak up. Can you tell me your name?
I think we have a little difficulty.
Okay, so can we say that this is Travelyn Williams?
It is.
Okay. All right, Mr. Williams, you're here in 2019 MM 4688AO. You're arrested for trespass after warning in a conveyance. And I do find probable cause. You didn't fill out a form for the public defender's office. I'm gonna appoint them to represent you. And I don't know if we could do a plea today, if he's not able to verbally.
I would request that we give time for his attorney to get in touch with him and see if there is any issues with that, Your Honor.
Okay,
Given
so-
my inability to converse with him today, I would be unable to properly advise him and
Okay,
as to.
so,
like-
Mr. Williams, you can't go back to 1174 South Kirkland Road, Arby's. You've been trespassed from there. You can't have any contact with any of the victims or witnesses at that location. And I'm gonna ROR him, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Williams, you need to make sure that the public defender's office has a way of getting in touch with you, because I don't know if you have any address on file. So you need to make sure that you have a working phone number, or you have an address that they can contact you at, okay? Because if you miss court, if you have a court date, then the judge might issue a capias and with no bond, okay? All right? Can you tell me your name, ma'am?
Latoya Sade Gullins.
All right, Ms. Gullins, your attorneys have filed a motion for non-monetary release conditions in 2019 MM 345AA. And let me just take a look.
That means no release.
So you have a $500 bond. And you're charged with petty theft. Corrections, can you tell me her, any failures to appear and anything recent in terms of criminal history?
Yes. Latoya?
Ms. Gullins, yes.
She has 3 felonies, 2 misdemeanors, 11 failure to appears. The last failure to appear was 9/15.
2019 or 8?
09, yes, 2015.
2015, okay. Okay. Mr. Jordan, it's your motion.
Your Honor, this is a petty theft charge. She has been found indigent by the court, and that's why the public defender is on this case. This is a nonviolent charge. She is currently pursuing work in landscaping. She does have a home to go to after she is released. She will live with her mother. She also attends a Baptist church, which she is looking forward to getting out of jail so she can continue her attendance there. If released, she will keep in contact with her lawyer and appear at all court proceedings. It's been a number of years before her last failure to appear, and she has been going to court since then. I do believe the state has no objection.
Correct, Your Honor, no objection.
All right, Ms. Gullins, I'm gonna grant the motion. But you need to make sure that you go to your court dates
Okay.
and that you keep in touch with your attorneys and they have a way of getting in touch with you, because if you don't show up to court, then the judge is probably gonna issue a Capias for you with no bond, and then you won't even have a bond, okay?
Okay.
All right? It's very
Yes.
important that you know that, all right?
Yes.
All right, please tell me your name.
Kurt Edward Terzio.
All right, sir, you're here in 2019 CF 7860AO. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant in which probable cause was found for burglary of a conveyance, criminal mischief, less than 200, grand theft third degree, over 1,000, under 10,000, dealing in stolen property, initiating, dealing in stolen property, initiating, and 2 counts of receiving money from a pawnbroker by false verification. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness alleged in the affidavit. You're not to return to 7225 Sandscove Court. And you're not to return back to the Value Pawn located at 6615 East Colonial Drive. And again, you're not to have any contact with any witnesses at either one of those locations or any victims. And your bonds will remain set as in the warrant at 100 on count 1, 100 on count 2, 1,000 on count 3, 2,500 on count 4, 2,500 on count 5, and 500 on count 6 and 7. please tell me your name, sir.
Fernando Luis Baez Soto.
All right, Mr. Baez Soto, you're here in 2019 CF 7998AO. You were arrested for burglary of a conveyance, petty theft, and possession of burglary tools. I do find probable cause. You're not to return back to anywhere in the Baldwin or Beacon Park subdivision, at any street in that subdivision. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim, witness, or any co-defendant. And your bonds will stay at $3,500 on count 1, $100 on count 2, and $150 on count 3. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Jelani Kyle Cox.
Is it Mr. Carr?
Cox.
Cox, okay.
Car is at hospital, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll reset him within 24 hours of his release. Mr. Cox. You're here in 2019 CF 8009AO. You're arrested for burglary of an occupied conveyance, grand theft, second degree of $20,000 or more. Do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to return back to Aldo's Fine Jewelry at 4662 South Kirkman Road. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness at that location. Your bond stays set at $5,000 on count 1 and $150 on count 2. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Dale Harvey.
Mr. Harvey, you're here in 2019 CF 8002AO. You're arrested for possession of cocaine. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. I'm gonna stay your bond at $1,000. I'm not gonna take any action on your out on bond case today. But if you come back, I'm gonna revoke both the bonds. Okay? Do
Yes,
you
ma'am.
understand?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Please tell me your name. Are you Mr. Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Jones, you're here in 2019 CF 7818. You're arrested pursuant to a warrant, which probable cause was previously found for written threats to kill. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to have any contact with the victim in the case. Do you understand? I need you to say that out loud, that you understand that you're not to have, you're not to have any contact with the victim in the case. Do
Yes,
you
ma'am.
understand? Do you need headphones?
No, I good.
Do you have trouble hearing the judge?
All right. So you're not to have any contact with the victim. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms or ammunition.
Yes, ma'am.
I will stay the bond at $1,000. But let me make myself very clear. You're not to have any contact with the victim.
Now, your attorney can file a motion in order to get lower bond or trying to.
Can you tell me your name, ma'am?
Nicole Lester.
All right, Ms. Lester, you're here in 2019 CF 349AO. You're arrested pursuant to a Capias for failing to appear for your arraignment on May 16, 2019. The judge in that case has revoked your bond and set your bond at none. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you if they haven't already been appointed, okay? There's nothing that I can do about the Capias. I'm not permitted legally by law to change it, so you'll have to have your attorneys file a motion
Even
in
if
front
I
of
was
that
in
judge.
another county?
Some judges will consider that as a failure to appear if you were arrested in some other case. Okay?
Ma'am, here's some information for you. You do have an attorney on this case now, but you're not going to be able to bond out, so you need to get in touch with them as soon as possible.
PD was appointed, Your Honor?
Yes.
Morning, sir.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
John Martin Marciano III.
All right, Mr. Marciano, you're here in 2019 CF 7987AO. You're arrested for burglary of a conveyance, possession of Xanax, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, petty theft, and resisting an officer without violence and attempted destruction of evidence. I'm going to appoint the PD to represent you. And Mr. Jordan, you have a challenge to count 6. Is it the same as
Exactly.
yesterday?
Actually, in this case, I can't even find
Yeah, I couldn't find it
anything on
either.
it, but if it is because he was attempting to remove the items from his pocket,
I think it was the line that says
he was trying to get it out of
that,
his pocket.
that there was a clear plastic baggie which he took out of his pocket while I was attempting to secure. That's the only thing I could potentially find. I don't know if the state
So they
has
had no
any
objection to
argument.
R or R's to count 6.
So no PCS to count 6. I do find probable cause as to the other offenses. Mr. Marciano, you're not to return back to 13135 Ashington Point Drive or anywhere on Ashington Point Drive. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. And your bonds will stay at $3,500 on count 1, $150 on count 2, and 3, 4, and 5, $100, and I'm RORing you on count 6.
I do see that, how does he qualify for PTR?
I'm not gonna place him in pretrial release.
I understand, I'm curious as to, okay. I didn't know burglaries could be PTR. Okay.
Yeah, it's not considered a dangerous crime for purposes of the administrative order, I'm guessing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not considered.
Usually, I thought the cutoff was felony, but I guess sometimes. All right.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Kristian Xavier Osorio.
All right, Mr. Osorio, you're here in 2019 CF 7999AO. You're arrested for possession of burglary tools. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office. You're not to return back or go to the Beacon Park subdivision, anywhere that's located in that subdivision. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim, witness, or any co-defendant in the case. And I'm gonna place you in the pretrial release program. So you need to make sure that you follow all of their requirements, because if you don't, they'll tell me and I can hold you no bond, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right?
You're still good. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Please tell me your name.
James Rogers.
All right, Mr. Rogers, you're here in 2019 CF 8017AO. And you were arrested in 2000, oh, I already said the case number. You're arrested for resisting an officer without violence and robbery with a firearm. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I think we all agree, well, I don't know, the state had an argument as to count 2 with regards to probable cause.
State will have no objection to a petty theft, Your Honor, for count 2.
Okay,
I would ask the court to take into consideration that he did threaten the use of a gun
right.
during this petty
Yeah,
theft.
yeah.
And our argument, well, I suppose it doesn't matter.
And he's out on,
Yeah, he's out on bond.
He's out on bond. I believe he was R-warred on a 33-day motion.
Right.
The public defender is representing him on that case.
All right, so I do find probable cause for count 1. On count 2, I find probable cause only for a petty theft in 812.143A. Can we all agree that that's the statute?
yes, Your Honor.
All right, and so, Mr. Rogers, you're not to return back to is it
I believe it's public.
Publix at 1500 East Colonial Drive in Orlando, Florida. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim, witness, or any co-defendant. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms or ammunition, and your bond on count 1 will be $100. Your bond on count 2 will be $1,000. You're out on bond in 2019 CF 5933AO. I'm revoking that and setting it at none, or you're out on ROR. Yeah, I put it in there, but it's 812.143A.
She revoked her.
Please tell me your name.
David Smith.
Mr. Smith, you're here in 2019 CF 401AO. You were arrested pursuant to a Capias for failing to appear for a plea hearing on May 14, 2019. The judge revoked your release, set your bond at none on each count. So you have the PD, and you do have the public defender representing you, so they can file any appropriate motions.
Here's some information. Here's some numbers here.
Jenny, we couldn't get anything for Mr. Smith. Do we know what's going on? Like, I don't have anything, I only printed out his, it says a parole violation for Mr. Smith? But,
Yeah, on this one right here, it's gonna be reporting instructions using HR, so, that's the one detainment, it's a violation of rule. So it's just, reporting instructions we can
okay,
That's why you can think of, because there is a detainer.
okay, so that's all he needs to be told about? Okay, he's aware of a violation, okay. All right, are you Mr. Smith? Okay, Mr. Smith, we don't have a case number, right? It's just, okay. So I'm being told that you were brought here for me to tell you that you have reporting requirements. It's a violation of parole.
A curfew violation?
I don't know what it is because I don't have any information, and I tried to look up some stuff, but I couldn't really find anything. So, do we know what those specific reporting requirements are so that I can advise him? I don't know what that means.
With a high-risk sex offender, just to make sure that when every time you change location, you make sure to report, let them know where you are or your address.
1 minute, sir. I never been, that's from 1996 as a juvenile. I never been charged with none of that as an adult.
We received from the state probation, a FAM, and they let us know. So whenever we see that, we have to put that in, just make sure that you understand your reporting instructions.
Right.
If you ever
When I got released from prison, I didn't have to do that. If you look in the computer, that's from 1996 when I was like 11
Well, you're on conditional release supervision.
for
Okay, so I don't know anything about what your
Deals.
status is for being a sex offender. I
Right.
don't know. I mean, so I can't tell you. I just know that you're brought here before me and that they're telling me that I have to tell you about what you need to do to report. So if you have any questions about that,
look, I just know I got a
then,
DLC.
Yeah.
Okay, for
Okay.
curfew violation.
Right.
Yes,
Make
sir.
sure you call.
Now, right now, your address is the jail. The day you leave the jail, your address changes, and even if you're going back home,
Right.
you need to report that your address has changed and what your new address is. So please
Yeah,
report.
but what I'm saying is.
so
when
you
I-
would have to report your address.
Just your
Well, what I'm saying, when I got sentenced from DOC, I never been sentenced as a sex offender to go to prison for none of that. That's
That's
from
not what they're telling you.
1996.
That's not the indication of that.
Your Honor, that's happened before.
Okay, I've just never had it happen, so I didn't know what it was, and then I was trying to look it up and couldn't find anything. Thank you. All right, ma'am, please tell me your name.
Latrice tomorrow, Trawick.
Okay, we'll reset her.
Your Honor, for resetting her, did she just get dates as a failure to appear instead of resetting her?
Well, she has a new law violation.
Oh, does she have to? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
All right. I'm sorry, can you tell me your name again, ma'am?
Latrice tomorrow, Trawick.
Thank you. Ms. Trawick, you're here in 2019 CF 8020. And you were arrested for possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia, and littering. And I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. Your bond will stay at $1,000 on count 1 and $100 on counts 2 and 3. I'm not gonna take any action on your out on release case today, but if I see you again, I will. All right, Ms. Trawick? Did you hear me?
Yes. Well, I was doing $100.
All right, please tell me your name.
Victoria Lee Walter.
All right, Ms. Walter, you were here in 2019 CF 2075AO. You were arrested pursuant to a Capias for failing to appear for your case management on May 13th, 2019. The judge revoked your release and set your bond at none. Do you have the PD? You do have the public defender's office, so they can file any appropriate motions for you.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Please tell me your name, sir.
Robert Hill.
Mr. Hill, you're here in 2019 CO 6330. You were arrested for soliciting without a permit. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Is there an offer for Mr. Hill?
Adjudication, 3 days.
So you have two? Okay. And I would have to impose court costs. That would get you out today.
Your Honor, after speaking with my client, he does wish to take the offer. He will plead no contest.
Okay, thank you.
That's what the jail is telling us. That's what the jail is telling us. Should be out tonight.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Hill, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything that was contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No,
You
ma'am.
understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I am gonna adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served.
Yes, ma'am.
I do have to impose court costs, so I'm gonna order that you pay those by June 4th, 2020. That gives you a year to pay them off.
Yes,
If you
ma'am.
want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you. Okay, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck to you. 3 days with 2, yeah. All right, please tell me your name, ma'am.
Erica Bethea.
All right, Ms. Padilla, you're here in 2019 MM 4699. Oh, you're arrested for petty theft from a merchant and listed as a second or subsequent offense. I'm going to appoint the public defender. Mr. Jordan, you had a probable cause challenge as to the second or subsequent offense.
Yes, Your Honor. There's nothing in the report that lists probable cause as to why this is charged in a higher degree.
Yeah, I don't see anything in there about any prior conviction. I can see she has a lot of thefts, but it's not in the four corners of the affidavit.
No objection to this
Okay.
name too, Your Honor.
So I find probable cause for petty theft. Eight 12.143A. I am gonna stay her bond at the $500. She's on probation, so you cannot go back, Ms. Bethia,
Yes,
to
ma'am.
1431 Sand Lake Road, the Dollar Tree. You may not go back there. You can't have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case, okay?
I won't.
The state's not gonna get involved.
And what's the bond amount here? I'm sorry.
Huh?
What was the bond amount?
500.
Okay, thank you.
Please tell me your name.
Padishah Manning.
All right, Ms. Manning, you're here in 2019 MM 4693. You're arrested for trespass in an occupied structure with a refusal to leave.
This is a very weak police report, Your Honor. I would only bring that up in the occasion that I would ask the court to take that in consideration, with also the fact that she does not have any convictions and ask for ROR in this case.
State would object to an ROR. State will make an offer of a withhold credit for time served and no return.
Okay. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
I do find probable cause. And she did not fill out a form for the public defender's office. So let's take it one step at a time here, okay? So Ms. Manning, did you not fill out a form for the public defender because you want to see if just the state hasn't offered to resolve your case? Or were you,
I was just gonna defend myself.
you want to represent yourself?
Yeah, defend myself.
Okay, do you want to try and resolve your case today so you don't have to come back to court? Because I believe the state's offering you a withhold of adjudication. What was the, just credit for time served?
And no return, yeah.
return.
Okay, what is
So it would be that you can't go back to looks like the Greater Orlando Airport Authority, meaning you can't go back to the Orlando International Airport, okay?
Okay.
You've been trespassed from there, all right?
Okay.
So it'd be a withhold of adjudication, it would not be a conviction,
Okay.
and you would be credit for time served, which I believe 2 days, and I would have to impose court costs, and again, you can't go back to the airport.
Okay, that's
You
fine.
wanna take that offer?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay, did you read that plea form?
No.
You understand that if you're not a United States citizen, you're subject to deportation. Good luck. And this is, so it does not count as a.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Manning, did you want to enter a plea of no contest? That means that you're pleading and saying it's in your best interest.
Yeah, I'll just do that.
Okay. All right, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Okay.
You got to speak up and say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes.
Did you understand all the rights that you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
All right, you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
Okay. Yes.
You do understand?
Yes.
All right. I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I'm going to withhold adjudication, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'm going to order you pay those by June 4th, 2020. That gives you a year to pay them back. You cannot go back to the Orlando International Airport. You've been trespassed from there, so if you go back there, you'll probably get arrested again, okay?
Okay.
All right? All right, if you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you, ma'am. All right, good luck to you.
Okay.
All right, please tell me your name.
Javis Zito.
All right, Mr. Zito, you're here in 2019 MM 4660AL. You're arrested for trespass. I do find probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender's office. Do you want to try and resolve your case today and see if the state has an offer for you?
Yes, ma'am.
It's adjudication, 3 days, no return.
So I believe that you have 2 days in, correct? And so that would be, and I would have to impose court costs, and so I think that gets you out today if you want to accept it.
Your Honor, after speaking with my client, he does wish to take the offer. He'll enter a plea of no contest.
Thank you.
Get out tonight, no return.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Zito, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom? Is that, you gotta speak out loud because
Yes,
we're being
ma'am.
recorded. Yes, all right. Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Ma'am?
Do you need headphones? Do you need me to talk louder? Okay.
Just a little bit.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all of the rights that you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
All right, and you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation? Is that a yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You cannot go back to Lake Eola Park at 101 North Roslyn Avenue. And looks like you were trespassed there, so you have to abide by all those trespass warnings. I do have to impose court costs. I'm gonna order you pay those by June 4th, 2020. That gives you a year to pay them off. If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name.
Donnie Anthony Evans.
Do we know what happened to Thompson? Refusal?
Yes.
Okay. We'll reset him. We'll give him another chance.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Evans?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Evans?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Evans, looks like you were picked up on an out-of-county warrant from Osceola County. There's 3 counts, and your bond is set at none on each count. And so Osceola County has 24 hours to come and pick you up. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name.
Joshua LeBoy.
Mr. LeBoy, you're here. You were picked up on an out-of-county warrant out of Miami-Dade. And your bond is set at none on each count. There's 2 counts. And so Miami-Dade has 72 hours pursuant to our admin rule to come and pick you up. And that does not include weekends, okay? And if they don't come and pick you up, you come back before me, okay? Or another judge. All right, please tell me your name.
James Woodson.
All right, Mr. Woodson, you're here. You were picked up on an out-of-county warrant out of Seminole County, and your bond is set at none in that case. And Seminole County has 24 hours to come and pick you up, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please tell me your name.
Molly Ponderio.
All right. Porchado Villanova. 190-16719. It was a reset?
Refusal, Your Honor.
Okay. So yesterday was medical, and we'll give her one more shot.
And Jose Gonzalez is also a refusal.
Alright, and looks like he was reset, but it doesn't say why from Judge. Okay, so he's refusing to come to court. Okay, all right, we'll just keep recalling him. Because it looks like he has a new law too, or that's just a violation of probation. He has an on view too?
That is the option.
Oh, okay.
It's up with a battery on a uniformed officer.
Okay. Okay. All right, I had somebody else and we swapped places, so, okay. Is this, okay, so it's a DOC for 2 cases? Okay, so, are you Trayvon Belgrave?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Belgrave, you're here in 2019 CF 7390AO and 2019 CF 5511AO, and it's a determination of counsel hearing. Did you fill out a form for the public defender?
They ain't let me.
They didn't let you? Who's they?
People out there.
So you're here for a determination of counsel hearing, but they didn't let you fill out a form?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'll fill one out.
Okay, well, I can just take your testimony. Are you in on other charges
What you mean?
besides these? Do you have bonds?
I got one, but I
Okay,
need
do you want the
some-
public defender?
Yeah, you can. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you work?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, does he have no bond on the other case? Do we know what his
Not
bonds
sure.
are? Okay. So no
Which is
bond,
why
okay.
he
I'm
needs
gonna
to-
appoint the public defender's office to represent you in both cases, okay?
So why they, that's what they did. That's what I'm here for.
That's why you're here today, is for the determination.
Would they not let him fill out a form?
We're on the case.
No, I don't know.
But I got court on the 6th.
Is that like not I mean, normally they come in and they have filled out the form, so.
I'm unsure as to
No,
why.
I'm just trying to figure out if there was a reason for not letting him have a pen or something, I don't know.
I'll be asking the paralegals
I'm
as
just
to what
curious.
happened.
All right, are you Miss Fondario?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Miss Fondario, is that how you say your name?
Fondario?
Fondario?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
In 2019 MM 4225, let me just pull up your case. Do you have bonds in the other, I know you were out on bond, and then it looks like,
They were revoked and given me bonds.
okay. So 3,500 and 5,000, okay. And she has a $500 bond in this case. Can you tell me about any failures to appear in any criminal
One failure
history?
to appear, Your Honor, and
How
that was
many?
in 2017,
One failure to appear?
July of 2017.
Okay. And then any criminal history?
Yes, Your Honor, one misdemeanor conviction, and that was for petty theft and out-of-state history convictions, furnishing to purchase or possession of persons below legal age of alcoholic beverages, retail theft, shoplifting, a failure to appear on a citation, I don't have a date for that, a failure to stop to respond from a police officer, retail theft, shoplifting ×2, possession or use of a controlled substance, theft again, escape from official custody, officer, duty operator after leaving the scene. Those were all out of state. Convictions.
Okay, thank you. And then she's out, obviously has 2 pending felony cases at this time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Jordan, it's your motion.
Your Honor, this is a indigent client. She's unable to afford the bond set for her in her cases. We'd be asking the court to ROR as to this charge, given that it is only a possession of paraphernalia. No charges have yet been filed. She's unable to pay her bonds. She does have connections in the community. She has family members living in Central Florida. She's been residing in Central Florida since 2016, and she also went to high school in Apopka. So she does have community connections despite having some out-of-states. She does hope to return to her work. She does work, and as she is currently in the jail, she is unable to receive income and pay her bills. It is important for her with her dangerous
Okay.
financial
I mean,
status
you're telling
to
me all
be
this
released.
information, but it's not evidence, so, can you swear in and tell me if she's made any efforts to contact her mom or anybody about getting a bond?
We can swear her in and begin testimony.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that testimony about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Fondario, can you please state your name for the record and spell it?
Molly Pondario, MOLLY-FONDARIO.
Ms. Fondario, can you afford the bond set for you?
No, sir.
Who lives in Central Florida that you know and is related to you?
My mother and stepfather.
And have you attempted to contact them?
Yes, I have.
And they have not been able to pay your bond?
They haven't been able to pay my bond because of my other cases that I have the higher bonds on, so it's too much altogether for them.
And if you were released, where would you go to work?
Gators Dockside.
And where would you live?
I would live with my mother.
And where does she live?
She lives in Apopka on Walker Road, 3596 Walker Road.
Are you going to keep in touch with your attorney?
Yes.
You're going to return to court on all your court dates?
Yes, I will.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right.
State has no questions.
Any argument or any,
We'll leave it in the court's discretion.
okay. Mr. Jordan, I'm gonna grant the motion. Ms. Fondario, I think I said that right. You're out on, you have 2 cases that you're out on bond on.
Yes, ma'am.
So you need to make sure that you show up to court for all your cases, and they have a way of getting in touch with you, because if you don't come to court, then your bond's probably gonna get revoked, and you'll be held at no bond, which is way worse than $500 bond. Okay? She hasn't bonded out on the other cases.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, are we ready for the 33-day motions?
We are. I apologize to Nagy at the beginning.
Huh?
I apologize to Nagy for all the grantings that are about to happen. A lot of grants of these motions are happening today.
And they've been continuously in for 33 days? Okay, so 2019 CF 6261AO Carlos Lentz Etienne.
To be granted, the state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 6/3.
Alright, that'll be granted. 2019 CF 6254 Kenneth Earl Dent.
I believe the state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day today.
That'll be granted. 2019 CF 6158AO Jacob A. Alvano.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 6/3.
2019 CF 6148 Mark Wayne Phillips II.
To be granted, the state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 6/4.
Granted. 2019 CF 6198 Billy Williams Jr.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 5/31.
Granted. 2019 MM 3771AO Kenneth Hill Jr.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 6/3.
2019 MM 3773 Daniel Butler.
That should be denied. The state filed an information on 6/3.
That will be denied. 2019 CF 6296AO Kurt Edward Alterizio.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 6/3.
That will be granted. 2019 MM 3791AO Ismail Cuevas Carrasco.
That should be denied. The state filed information on 6/3.
That will be denied. 2019 CF 5123AO James David Rivera.
That should be denied. The state filed an information on 6/3.
That will be denied. 2019 CF 6285AO Timothy Brian Gomez Bowser.
That should be denied. The state filed an information on 6/3.
That will be denied. 2019 CF 4699AO Christopher Aaron Monroe.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 6/3.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 6336AO Raymond Lewis Velez Perez.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 6/3.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 6256AO Amanda Avilda Iwaskenko.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 6/3.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 6290 Peter John Vecchia.
That should be denied. The state filed an information on 6/3.
That will be denied. 2019 CF 6278AO Anthony Tony Quijano.
That should be denied. The state filed an information on 6/3.
That will be denied. 2019 CF 6416AO Jordan Alexander Redden.
That should be denied. The state filed an information on 6/3.
That will be denied. 2019 CF 6376AO Kalashane Gilden.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 6/3.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 6182AO Javier David Felton.
That should be denied. The state filed an information on 6/3.
That will be denied. 2019 CF 6409AO Ambrosia Hall.
Should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 6/3.
That will be granted. And, all right, so we're gonna take a 15, 20-minute break and then come back. Okay, we'll be in recess until then. All right, we're back on the record. It is June 4, 2019. This is Judge Wish, Courtroom 1, Session 2. Can I have the parties please announce themselves for the record?
Coffee Kennedy Swanson on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Cody Jordan with the Public Defender's Office.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Warren Lee Harris Jr.
All right, Mr. Harris, you're here in 2019 CF 1434. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant in which probable cause was previously found for petty theft with 2 prior convictions. And I'm gonna appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You're not to return back to 5580 International Drive, Famous Footwear. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. I'm gonna stay your bond at $1,000. Did, Robinson bond out? I think,
Yes, Your Honor.
okay. Take no action on that. All right, sir, please tell me your name.
Colin Kerr.
Mr. Kerr, you're here in 2019 CT 4201AO. You were arrested for driving under the influence with damage to property or person of another. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna, well, you did not fill out a form for the public defender. Are you planning on hiring your own attorney? Did you want to see if you qualify for the public defender?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you work?
Not no.
You don't have any, do you have any income?
No.
You have no income whatsoever?
No.
Do you get any income from the government?
Nope.
Social security checks?
No.
I believe he was recently unemployed.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office based on your testimony, so we can put that in the court minutes. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or any illegal substances without a valid prescription. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness, and he does not qualify for pretrial release.
No, couldn't get any verifications, no
Okay,
address or.
so I'm gonna do PTR if he qualifies or $1,000 bond, okay? So if you are able to tell them what they need to know, then you can be released without a bond with those same conditions. And PTR would also be random urinalysis as well, no drugs and alcohol. So, Mr. Kerr, if you can advise them of, so that they can confirm your community ties, then you can bond out without a bond, meaning you'll get released without a bond, okay? If not, your bond will stay at $1,000.
They just need to ask you some questions to confirm some things.
Arnaldo Vega, bonded unit.
Okay, take no action.
Delphon Charles, refusal.
Refuse. All right, we'll reset. Mr. Charles. All right, please tell me your name. Are you Mr. Blue?
Sylvester Blue, I'm my own judge and doctor and judge.
All right, Mr. Blue, you're here in 2019 MO 1891AO. You're
Send
arrested
me
for
home,
state
too.
misdemeanors. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office based on just, looks like they represent him. Do you all represent him in all the other cases? Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
And
He is,
he was determined to
Yeah,
be
send it on.
incompetent in those 3 cases. So, Mr. Blue, you're not to return back to the Hilton at 121 South Orange Avenue, that plaza. Can't go back there, you've been trespassed. You're not to have any contact with anyone there. And at this time, I am gonna stay the bond until motion's filed, okay? 250.
50.
250.
I won't go back over there as Scufferoo. I'm going back over Steff's rule.
Sure.
Yeah,
9922.
taking no action on the out-on release cases.
Another one.
Sure. Talk to your attorney.
So I leave today, so I
You
go
have
home
a
today.
bond. You have a bond. You can bond out. If you can't bond out, talk to your attorney.
I go home today. Y'all sit home.
All right, sir, please tell me your name.
Sylvester Huntley.
All right, Mr. Huntley, you're here in 2019 MO 1092AO. You were arrested for an open container violation. I do find probable cause. You did not fill out a form for the public defender. Do you just want to see if the state has an offer for you to resolve your case?
Yes.
Okay.
Adjudication credit for time served.
And he has 2 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
So it's credit for time served offer, and I'd have to impose court costs. Do you want to take that?
Yes.
Get out today.
Yes.
Okay.
You on probation?
No. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Huntley, did you want to plead no contest?
Yes, ma'am. No contest.
Okay, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
You understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, all right. I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I am gonna adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'm gonna order you pay those by June 4th, 2020. That gives you a year to pay them off, okay? If you wanna appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, anything else? All right, we'll be in recess until tomorrow.